It was running for a while, but now it's still back in the problem zone. So we run just with the screen sharing today, so maybe I need to buy an external web camera. Could be something with a camera, built-in camera. So we continue with this MVC. We're gonna add some cars to the MVC, so we could use database, entity framework, and MVC. So I will share my screen here, just a moment. Somewhere. Like that. So I'm back to the project we started this morning. So this is all default still. Nothing has changed. We're gonna add like we're gonna add like a controller for the cars. So the cars has its own controller. But first of all, we're gonna add like the car model and with the entity framework things and so on. Because if you check on these packages here, we just have some Razor runtime compilation package. This is actually the setting I was using when we installed the template. So we're gonna add the packages for entity framework. To do that first. You all know by now how to do that. Hopefully I have it as one of the top selections. Yeah. I'm gonna go for version 5 because I still run this older Visual Studio. If you have the newer one, you could use 6 or 5. So it's both of them should work. So I'm gonna install the main base entity framework package, these tools and the SQL Server part as normal. Let's see if I can find it in the list here as one of the popular. Not really. I do the search. So this is the package I want. Take version 5, install. We need the tools part also. Entity framework tools here. Version 5. And then we're gonna create one class within the car class. So we will go for the normal things. This is an old. I have so many Visual Studios running at the same time now. So let's see here. Yes. So I'm gonna add it into the models. So you could have wherever you want. New class. And I'm gonna call it car. And we're gonna run these properties again. And I'm gonna start with ID. No. Now what? Should look like this, yeah. And then I'm gonna add this brand model. And maybe I could add the year also. So we have some properties to use. like that, and I'll make it as an integer. So nothing new still, it's old news. We're gonna add one DB context also. Could have it in your own folder, or could add it even here. I'm gonna add new class here also, and I'm gonna name it vehicle context. That, and this is, I'm gonna copy from a previous project. I could add this again here. We're just gonna have like correct date 12/13 today. So I'm creating a database with today's name and date. It's something with this, yeah, using Entity Framework Core. So what's wrong now then? Yeah, of course, I need to have this inheritance from the DB context. Otherwise, I don't have, it's possible to have this override. This override means I'm overriding something that is existing. So I'm creating my own context, and then I'm overriding this configuring part. And we're gonna have this DB set also. DB set, and I'm gonna say that I have the car. Name it cars, and do the get set. Anyone need this for coding along? Just let me know. I could put it in the chat. Someone is needing it, so I will add the code here. Just a moment. Like that. So there you have this DB context code. So what more to do then? We could create the database, running this add migration. Like that, and finally the update database. Database, like that. So now we created a database also. And now start new things. So we're gonna go for, we could close down a little bit here. So we're gonna create a new controller now. And you remember with this MVC, the controller is doing the main thing that is doing the work here in our project. So I'm gonna add the controller here. From the menu, choose controller. And I'm gonna choose the one with the entity framework. So just double check that you are on the MVC part and controller. last week we had the API, so this is the MVC. They are pretty close to each other, but the MVC is giving you the model and the view parts also. So MVC controller and this one with the entity framework. And press add. We have similar questions like we had with the API. So first of all, what model class to use? We're going to go for the car. So this is like an one model for one controller. So if you want to start mixing data from different classes, then you need to make one model that is containing it. So we have a look on that later on, and you will see that also in the tutorials we have. So now we are running just one model and one controller. So it's only cars. The next question is the context, and it's the vehicle context. We have a lot of things that are pre-selected. We're not going to change it. We have this cars controller, the suggested name. So we're going to run for that. You could have whatever name you want, but we keep it together so we know what it is. So now there are things happening in the background. We just have to wait and see here. So now you see in the Solution Explorer that we have a controller named Cars Controller. And this is made already now with all the entity framework connections. So we will have we have one index that is the list of all the cars we will see on the screen. In the previous examples, we only had return view. This time the view is containing data also. So we are returning all the cars to a list. And we are using this async, so we're going to have to use await to wait for the data to be finished. So this is returning, this index is returning all the cars will be visible in the index. And there's a lot of other actions also, or these are actually methods, all this. So there's something called details, and there's some called create, and there's another create. You will see why it's like that. There's an edit, there's another edit. So we're gonna run this so you could see why we have all these different actions or methods. So I'm gonna press start here up in the IIS Express. You will also see now that we have nothing with cars here. We still only have the home and the privacy because we haven't added anything telling that we would like to have cars in the menu. So we're going to add it also later, but you could actually access the index page by just typing cars. So this is with cars, you reach the cars controller. And the default action is the index for this one. And it doesn't work. So now we need to check, why does this not work? This actually says unable to resolve service for type vehicle context while attempting to activate controller. So this is the keywords service and vehicle context. So we need to go to the startup. remember startup file. And we had one section here with the API also, that where we did add, like, we were adding the vehicle context. So we could add it here, like services, add DB context. Then we are adding our vehicle context here. Now it's not suggesting anything because it's not having the using yet. So we're gonna add that also by using the models namespace. So this line is telling us that we are having the vehicle context to work with. So now if I run this, I will be able to get the cars controller to work. So I add the cars here in the URL, and this will go to the cars controller, to the index action. And you will see this is actually presenting a list, but the list is empty. We have no data in the database. But you see that we have a link here already saying create new. So if I go for that one, you will see in the URL in the left side bottom here that it's going to the server and the /cars/create. So it means it goes to the cars controller and to the create action. So if I press this, it goes to the server and it generates a new page and returns that page to the screen. So this is another page. This is the create page. And you see it's asking for all our properties. So we could just type in our specific data, like that, and do create. And it going to the server again, creating the car in the database and returning back to the index page, which is showing all the data in the database. So you see you have a lot of all these edit and delete also right away here. So this is thanks to this template we are using. So it's connecting everything together for us. So this is pretty fast to start using it. We're gonna add like the menu also here with the cars in the menu, and maybe we could add like so it starts with the cars as default. We're not interested in the home and the privacy as default. So we could do that in our code. So we go back here and we could have a look first on the startup file, and in the bottom here you have something called endpoints, and you will see here it's having a default here, starting with the controller home and the index, and so I'm just going to change this to car. This means it will start with this cars controller and the index action. We're also going to go for this main menu, or the top menu, the navigation bar, to add the cars as a menu link. So we need to go to the views. We go to the shared and the layout. We see how we're having this this home and index and home and privacy. So we're going to add cars here also. So I'm just going to copy this part here and create another one. This time the controller will go to the cars, and the action will be the index. And I will give it a name also. I'm just going to call it cars. So this is a link telling us to go to the cars controller and go for the index page or index action, and this is returning a page, a view. We could try that to see if it's working also. So now it should start with the cars, and you see it. We have the list of cars right away when we start. And we also have the cars menu or link in the menu. We have like home, we have privacy, and we have cars. So actually these cars, it's containing of 5 different, or is it 4? 5 different views. So if you have a look on the code again, and you have the views folder, and we have the cars, you will see we have 5 different CS HTML pages. And you will see this index, for example, that is showing that is up and running right now. It has information in the top of what model it is using. And it says that it's an enumerable car. So it means like it's a list of cars, actually. And then if you check on what HTML code is doing here, we have like a link here for create. We check on the page, you will see this is the create link. And then we have like the car information with columns and the data. So you will see here is the column thing. And there is this @ sign. It means it's using the Razor or C# code inside. So it's actually taking out information about the model. So it's telling you that it's the car brand and the car model and the car year. So it's showing the property names like columns. When it's ready with that, it will present all the cars in the list. Now we just have one, but you will see there is a for each command. This is C#, and you have this @ sign before. So it's mixing like C# code and HTML elements. So you recognize all these TR and TD that we were using with the pure HTML example. And for the data, it's using C#, using some internal commands here, and displaying the data. So you will see it's using the brand, model, and year. And it's adding some actions after in each line, and these are these edit, details, and delete links. So this part is that. And you see that these links actually calls for an action. So it goes to the edit, details, or delete. Now it's knowing it's in the cars controller already. So it's only the action it's needed. And the action is it's all these. You see delete is one action. So it does the things to delete everything that is or everything, the one that is presented. But this is normal code you see with the delete. This is actually all these delete and the edit are divided into 2. So it's making 2 things. First of all, we could check that one. So we go back to the code. So if I want to delete this one and I press delete, I happen inside and end inside the delete page. So this is like the confirmation. So and then finally you do the final delete. So these are two different parts inside this controller. So you will see if we go back here with the code. So the first delete is just collecting info about the car and then returning a view for to show the delete page. And you see the delete page is this one. And you see the text here is, are you sure you want to delete this, and so on. And it's showing the data about the car object. So this is the page, the delete page. And finally, when you are done and you press delete, we're not going to do that yet. You will end up in the next delete in the cars. So this first one is just generating the delete page. And the second delete here is doing the work. So you will see that this one is getting the car object and doing a remove from the database. And then it do the save changes. And when done, it's returning not to the delete page anymore. It's returning to the index page. And there you see there's another command, redirect to action index. So this redirect to action is actually going to the index up here. To where did it disappear? Here, it's ending up here. And then this one is returning an index page with all the data that is in the database. So it's much of jumping back and forth between different parts in the controller. So, and the controller is all the time doing the work with what the code is telling it. So returning a view with a model, or it's redirecting to another controller action, and so on. So everything happens through the controller. So we could do this delete part again. So we go for delete. I'm going to add a breakpoint here. Add a breakpoint in the other delete also here. And we go back to the code. So we go back to this list. And then when I press delete, we end up in the first delete action. And you see down inside here, it's do some check if the ID is null or so on. Then it's taking out the car object. And it's checking if it got the car object. And then it's returning the delete view with one car object. So this is showing this page. And now we decided, yes, we are sure we want to delete. We press delete, and it ends up in the second delete action. And this one is the one that is taking the data away. So if I try to step this to see what's happening, you will see that this one, no, I'm not sure if you see it. Yeah, but it went to the index also, index controller, and then returned to this page. So now we have no data. We could create a few more again. We can create a sub also here. Like that. So you see now that we have two cars in the list. So all these links are doing, the create is going to one action in the controller, and the controller is generating the page to show. So this create is one own view. So it is actually this create. So this first create is just returning an empty create view. And the create view is inside the views on the cars, and this is the create view. Now you see it's all these are the same things. So this is adding a lot of HTML together with some specific ASP things for the MVC. And yeah, it's pretty much HTML in the bottom of everything. But you never see like these things on the web page with these @ and so on. So this is only happening on the server. And when the controller is done and returning, it's doing some work and analyzing the things, but the output is always like HTML, CSS, and some JavaScript. So it's always all the time returning the necessary parts to the web.
So this is Razor pages then?
Yeah, this is Razor pages.
Okay, because I'm mixing things up here.
Yeah, so the Razor part is actually having this @ and having code inside these HTML pages. So like all these views they are called from the controller. So the controller is doing something, maybe collecting some data first, and then it's returning the view together with data and maybe not together with data. It's like we had in this home controller. It's just returning simple views without any data, no model. So then it's just returning the view. Do we have any questions on this? I think this is pretty much new things for you and a lot more to take care of maybe. Oh, I didn't send this DB context thing. I just had it in my group chat. Maria is asking, how did you fix the problem in startup, unable to resolve service? Yeah. So the problem was it was complaining about the DB context in the service. So I added this line in the service, telling the system to use vehicle context. Did you get that, Maria?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. So there is just to get this feeling how it's all working. So remember that the controller is a central part, because everything is going through the controllers. I'm just thinking if I have forgotten something. Tomorrow we're gonna add like search functionality to this page, so we could start like if you have a list here with a lot of cars, we could search for a specific for a brand or model and so on. So we're gonna do 2 different ways of searching. So the one searching is we're gonna add like a text input, and then you could press search, and it would go for the server to the controller, and it will generate a new page with the data that it's found. And the other search we're gonna do is using like going through JavaScript and calling the controller in the background. So the page will still be visible, and it will just update the car's data. So we're going to go through 2 different ways to reach the controller. So you could do like this Ajax calls in the background that is calling the controller without returning a new view. Or you could return a partial view. We're going to go through that also. So, because you have to remember that with the MVC and the default behavior is every time you do any of these links, it's going to the server and it's generating a new page. So it will come back with a new page that it's showing. So the old page is disappearing. So you could have like a mix of having one page running and just updating specific data inside that page. But we're going to go through that tomorrow.
In detail option that doesn't have any functionality right now.
What?
These three options: edit details and delete.
Yeah, these are all running. So we could change this. This is up and running right away. You see.
And about this detail.
It's just showing the data.
Oh, okay.
So this is you got it everything from the template. So all these pages are up and running right away. So all these links work. Do you have any more questions?
Is this possible to add the picture option as well with the details? So that will be very helpful.
Yes, we're gonna add the pictures later on. So we're gonna show how to store pictures in the database and so on. So we will come there.
Okay.
M. Laden is asking, are you going to show us how to work with Razor pages? Yes, we're going to come there. So tomorrow when we start doing the search things, we're going to start changing the pages and make changes to the controller. So we will come there also. So we're just trying to now to get so everyone gets this basic part, how to start up. Do you have any more questions? Nothing. So one of these links that is for Pluralsight, it's with Jill Clearon. That video video, it's really good. It's covering almost everything. It could be difficult to catch up all the things he's doing because sometimes it's happening pretty fast. So maybe you have to look on this more times. So this is really good. So if you don't understand everything from the beginning, it's no problem. So we will cover a few of these parts also when we are going through things. But I know people saying that they have been looking like 2 times on those videos and trying to follow with them doing the same things on their own computer. So I could really recommend that Pluralsight video. Any more questions? Nothing. Okay. See you tomorrow then, and I hope I got my camera, a new camera, or this old one working somehow. But that's not important. The important part is that I could share my screen so you could see the examples. So if you don't have any more questions, we see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And I recommend this Pluralsight video. That is really good. So it will explain a lot of things. Okay, see you tomorrow then.
Thanks. See you tomorrow.
Yes, thank you. Bye.